Welcome back. French President Emmanuel Macron and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer are chairing a meeting of around 40 nations to discuss ways to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The war in the Middle East has effectively closed that vital waterway through which around 20% of the world's oil supply flows. Ami Daniel joins us now. He's the co-founder and CEO of Windward. That's a maritime intelligence data provider. So your information is in demand these days, Ami. Good morning. What kind of movement are you seeing, if any, around or through the Strait of Hormuz today?
First of all, good morning. Thanks for having me. I think we're seeing just a trickle, as we've seen in the last week or so, 5 to 10 ships inbound, outbound every day, compared to about 150 pre-war. So it's really a trickle, and there's effectively almost no trade.
Now, the U.S., of course, imposed this blockade on Iranian ports on Monday. We just heard on Thursday around this time, the Pentagon saying that 13 vessels have turned around as a result of that specific action. Is there any indication from what you can tell that Iran has been able to evade the blockade either this week or in upcoming weeks, or previous weeks, I should say?
I think first of all, in previous weeks, yes. Since Monday, I don't think, no, not materially. We're seeing the Karg Island, which, as a reminder, is about 90% of Iranian's oil production, loadings really reduce. If you would have looked at it about a week or two ago, you would have seen 7 to 9 ships every day loading oil in Karg Island. Now there's about 1 or 2, and all the rest that are full are waiting just across Karg Island. This is from really live imagery since this morning, as of this morning. So I think the U.S. blockade on Iran is working economically in the Strait of Hormuz in terms of oil. I would remind you also it's about imports, not just about exports. So I think the imports of Iran are being blocked, and they import food and grain and medicine and many other things. You know, there's 93 million people in Iran. Equally, most of the other countries in the Gulf are not really exporting. Saudi is down from about 10 to about 5 million barrels, and that's through the west coast of the Red Sea. The UAE is down from about 3.5 or 4 million barrels a day to about 1.5 via Fujairah. So I think it's pain all around.
Now, we know that since this could have a deeper economic impact on Iran, it's looking for methods to get around it. Could vessels adopt this method of what our viewers may not have heard of, called spoofing, to get around the U.S. blockade, and help our viewers understand exactly what that is?
Sure. So first of all, spoofing is not a new thing. I think we broke out, our company broke out the news with the New York Times about spoofing about 3 or 4 years ago. So it's been going on by the Russian fleet, dark fleet, in Venezuela and Iran. So it's not news. What is new, I think, is it's becoming much more important for Iran to try and break the blockade. And spoofing means you're either transmitting your different identity, i.e., my name is Ami, but I'm transmitting my name is Darren, or I'm saying I'm in a different place. That's the main 2 things I can do. Or I'm saying maybe I'm somebody else altogether, not even a tanker. I'm just whatever, a dry bulk carrier. I think the U.S. Navy, at least according to Secretary Hegseth's briefing in a Pentagon briefing yesterday, is positioned southeast of the Straits, really at the bottleneck of getting out of the Sea of Oman. To the right side, east of Muscat, where you see here. So I am worried about Iran trying to get ships out of the Strait of Hormuz to Fujairah, doing a ship-to-ship transfer there of transferring oil and getting it out. Or the other option, Iran taking their ships to Iraq and trying to disguise as if it's actually Iraqi oil, which is theoretically allowed, and get that out. I think these two methods are things that Iran are trying to do. We've announced a new partnership with a satellite company called Ventor with 30 centimeters resolution satellites, which allows us to have eyes in the sky all day long on these ships. So I think the more technology, the more eyes in the sky and eyes in the seas we have, the less likely they are to get out.
Yeah, truly the eyes of the world watching this very narrow waterway. Ami Daniel, we really appreciate your insight and breaking this down for us. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.